Welcome to another video from the 2023 Sema show. In this video we have met the builders of this car, the Ringbrothers. So here we are next to an amazing Mustang with the two Ringbrothers, Jim and Mike. Welcome to our channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So you have unveiled 3 cars here at Sema this year. Can you talk us through it? We can start with this Mustang right here. Yeah.
So this is a 1965 Mustang convertible. We actually widened this car 2 inches, an inch on each side. It's running a Roadster Shop independent chassis in it. Basically front and rear is all independent. The engine is actually a Coyote with a 10-speed automatic behind it. What can I tell you about it? It's obviously everything on the car we've pretty well touched. You know, the owner of the car wanted the car to feel and look like an original 65 Mustang, but yet drive like a new one. So
Yeah.
even the wheels, we actually machined and made the wheels so they look like the early rally wheel on the Mustang. Tail light lenses on it and bezels had to be actually made a little bit bigger to be proportionate with the 2-inch body wide. Car drives like a champ. It's actually so much fun to drive. Be a little tough now in Wisconsin with all the snow, but
Probably.
but it's a pleasure to drive, and we really hope the owner likes it.
Yeah. You have also deleted all the chrome on it.
Yeah, that's one thing about it is we got rid of all the chrome that was on the car. Any of the bright work we Cerakoted, and that was kind of the theme. And anything you see that's probably Cerakoted looks original. It's not. From the side louvers, even the horse, we redesigned the horse. So if you'd look at the Mustang we built, it's different. It's more aggressive.
All right.
So. Yeah, there's so much touched on this car, but yet it still retains what the car was, we feel.
Yeah. Hey, it looks great. So let's jump over to the Charger then. What can you tell us about that one?
Charger's a 69 Charger, obviously. It was a fun project. You know, he sent us that car. It was actually a car that he had purchased. He had spent quite a bit of money on it, and just wasn't happy with it and wanted it tuned up. That also is running a Roadster Shop independent chassis underneath it. It's running the new 1,000 horsepower Elephant with a 6-speed transmission behind that, a Tremec. Wheels are HRE wheels on that car. Some things we did to that car, you know, typically the Chargers had the dimples in the doors. All of them did on that particular year, and we ended up moving them forward into the front fenders, actually pushing the front wheels forward 1.5 inches on the car, and then built brand new fenders and new door skins for that car.
All right. So what about the rolls then? Crazy project, I guess.
Yeah, the Rolls was a fun project because it started out he just wanted to make his car drive better.
Yeah.
So we put another Roadster Shop-chassis independent, scanned the bottom, pulled the body off, scanned the bottom of the car, scanned the old existing chassis, and then rolled basically when we were done, rolled Roadster Shop's chassis under it, put an LT4, which is a 650 horse Z06 motor in it with a 10-speed automatic. And then the owner finally came to see us, and he's like, I got to paint it, and we got to finish it. So then Ended up painting it white because it was a blue car, a blue interior. And then we sent it to Gabe's in California, and they did the interior and really brought it up.
All right. So the body is completely stock, or?
The body looks basically stock. We just tightened all the gaps, sharpened all the edges, and then made wheels that look old, but they're 18s, and we put the new Rolls Royce, like where the center caps stay centered all the time. They're like on that gyro where they don't move. So other than that, it looks pretty stock, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I noticed the edges. As I did, they couldn't have been like this back then. So
yeah, the edges were sharpened, and it's funny because when he's driving it super fast, it's probably the weirdest car I've ever seen go fast, because your mind's telling you that thing should not go 100 and some miles an hour. And we raced his new one because he's got a brand new black something. I don't even know Rolls is, but we did a drag race, and the new one I was in and the white one he was in, and he just waxed me.
Okay. So these three cars, obviously you have some modern electronics, the GCUs and ECUs, but what other modern electronics do you have in these cars?
You know, they're all three of them are all running, you know, the ECUs from either Chrysler or from Ford.
Okay.
And the stuff works really well. As far as like gauges and things like that, we typically rely on a company called Dakota Digital to do our gauges. They do a great job. Just the simplicity of what they send us is pretty amazing.
Okay.
And it does have a stereo in it that'll rival what you're hearing right now.
Yeah, all three of them.
All of them have stereo systems in them.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't know it by looking, but they're pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They're all tuned, you know, where it's tuned to the driver or tuned to passenger driver.
Okay.
A lot of technology in the stereo system itself.
Yeah.
Placement of the speakers to the so plus, you know, he's the wiring god, so he's got wires for days in these cars.
Yeah, it's a lot of wires for a big sound system only.
And then try to make it run.
Yeah. And sound like
and
something.
Hide it and make it look neat.
But you have hidden it really well, these cars.
Thank you.
You also use a lot of high-tech materials like carbon fiber and ceramic coatings and other stuff, and 3D scanning you mentioned earlier. What would you guys think is the next big thing in engineering a custom car?
There's some pretty cool equipment out there right now. I just seen online a few days back. It was basically a CNC operated roller ball, call it, but it's a metal shaper that actually the sky's the limit with that thing. I can't imagine. I know I was talking to Ryan, one of our employees, who was talking to the owner of that business, and he said he started out with one. They're a $500,000 piece of equipment, and I think he said he's got 5 of them now because he's got so much work for that equipment.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of technology out there.
Yeah,
it's, I think once you find it, you'll be using it.
Yeah, it sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely. So you guys are obviously a big inspiration for lots of other builders, but where do you go to find your inspiration for all your builds?
Right here at Sema.
Right here at Sema.
Right here at Sema. You know, we've had the opportunity over the years to meet some really incredible people and network with the right people. We're not the smartest guys on the planet, and we have a lot of troubles, but we do have the right people to call when we got problems.
Okay. So.
Yeah, you come here and it may not be what the whole package of what somebody's done, but you can look at every single car and get inspired. Honestly, it keeps us young. It keeps us to go back home and say, wow. I mean, there's people, because we were here once the first time too. And there's a lot of first time people that come in and you're just like, wow. Because it's almost like they did what was inside them instead of copied what other people had done. And it's fun to see where the trends are going, because you want to be on it and you don't know if you're on it or if you're off it. So we're just lucky enough people still want to see what we do.
A lot of people sure do. But like you said, a lot of people are here for the first time. Maybe some young builders are entering here and want to start their journey. What advice would you give to a young builder?
Honestly, make as many friends as you can, and some other advice is always do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
And another, Jim probably gets here tired of saying it, but maybe not because of our mom. I think you learn young, you don't have to blow out somebody else's candle to make yours shine brighter, and you don't have to bash other people's work or tell them, oh, I saw the, just keep it to yourself. And it's okay, we're all learning, nothing's perfect, and just because you don't like it, somebody else will. So just and keep that attitude, because you want to meet people, because you maybe somebody was rude because they were tired or whatever and you got a bad feeling, but don't hold that against anybody, and just be open and friendly, and it's such a true statement. You don't have to talk bad about somebody else's work so they come and look at yours. They'll find you.
Yeah, definitely.
You definitely don't want to judge a book by the cover either.
No.
You never know who you're talking to.
Probably not. Yeah. Your roads may cross in the future.
That's correct.
Yeah, of course. Well, if you can answer this one independently. If you are about to build a car just for yourself, a custom car, what car would it be and what would you do to it?
I think for me it'd have to be a Mustang. That's what we started out with. I'd probably want a 65 Mustang fastback. I'd definitely put a Coyote in it, 6-speed, and just one hell of a stereo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I've always, although I was born in '62, and there's something about a '62 Impala, I just always liked them when they were just nothing over the top crazy, but just like that car. I mean, just for some reason, that would be a car that I'd like to have.
Okay, so now you know, folks, that's what they will build for themselves. And one last question for you guys. Will you ever build an electric car?
No.
Just like that?
No, I mean, I can't speak for Jim, but I'm not passionate about it. I don't think it's, in my opinion, it's not the answer. Yeah. Hydrogen is much more interesting to me.
Still combustion.
Still combustion.
Yeah.
Still believe in combustion engine. I believe instead of being forced into it and saying the right thing, like, oh yeah, I would embrace it, I can't honestly look at you and tell you that. And I'm older, so maybe it's just that we're too old that I have no interest. He's driven.
No, I've driven a lot of them.
Okay.
They kind of make me ill feeling when I drive them. It's just such a strange feeling.
They're so fast.
Yeah, they're very fast, and it's I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Okay. But we will thank you for giving us this insight into your world, and good luck with everything that you have coming for you in the future.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.